Hello everybody, this is Chris Cozart and my 2002 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD. Obviously that's not the 2002 front end. I did a cat-eye swap on the front end. Of course my custom bumpers there. Along with the cat-eye swap, we have our 1995 Cummins 12 valve. Woo! Hood stacked edition. I started this project. I've had this truck about 10 years. It had an 8.1 liter with a 6-speed manual transmission in it. I drove the truck for 6 with the original setup, and eventually ended up chewing up a rod bearing on the 8.1 liter, and the ZF6 I ended up losing 6 gear on it. So pulled all that out and determined how much it was going to cost to fix. Wasn't worth it, so I took and was basically about to scrap the truck, and my brother-in-law was like, yeah man, you ought to put a Cummins in it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And then I got to looking into it, and of course my brother-in-law actually turned me on to Rich's Cummins swap video on YouTube series, and I was like, well, maybe it is possible. So ended up trying to start sourcing parts. I found this donor truck in Chuckey, Tennessee, which is about 2.5 hours from here. Ended up trading a 4-wheeler for the truck and selling parts off the donor truck to fund the swap. So I bought the transmission as a 2-wheel drive. Of course I pulled the 8.1 and the ZF6 out and installed a 97 model NV4500. I took and bought it as a 2-wheel drive in Jackson, drove down there, picked it up, gutted it, rebuilt it. First time I'd ever rebuilt the transmission, but rebuilt the whole thing and converted it. Of course, adapted it, put that Cummins bell housing on it and everything, but put the new updated shaft, welded the 5th gear nut, my factory transfer case, the MP261 HD, bolted right up to the transfer case after I removed one of the studs. Factory drive shaft worked thanks to Rich's video exploiting the holes in the frame. So basically I rebuilt it all, put it all together, and then stabbed it in here and lined up my transmission cross member, which that's a hybrid. That's the GM transmission cross member with the Dodge transmission mount. But put all that in there, lined it up, got the front and rear drive shafts. Like I say, factory wants to work. Barely got enough room for it to fit in here on the oil pan, but got all that together. Of course I did the tank some on my fuel tank, 1/2-inch fast fuel lines, and then I got it all set in here and welded my own motor mount straight to the frame, fabricated in my dash shop. Excuse me there, son. My boy Axel in a spaceman suit. But of course fabricated those from scratch. Got everything set in here, did my KDP with some guidance from Rich's videos on that. Dodge intercooler and radiator. Of course my factory hydro boost and everything. But it's got of course the 1/2-inch fuel lines going to it. Haven't completely got everything finished up yet, but it's in the process still. But it's in and it does run. I did the actual Dodge Master and Slave updated, but in the process of that, I took and bought the actual metal clutch pedal assembly that I found on Rich's video with that Eric Cabernet, or however you say his name. But of course, the steel clutch pedal assembly. I was planning on redoing the dash, but I was not planning on doing diamond plate in the beginning. But the factory dash, when I pulled it all apart, I wanted everything to work, but I didn't want, you know, all that stuff in there. So anyway, I gutted it all out, and I'm like, well, by the time I put all that back in it, I would almost be better off to just put one of those aluminum race car dashes in it. But then I was scrolling through eBay and found a roll of diamond plate sheet metal. So of course I do HVAC for a living, so breaking that out of sheet metal wasn't really that big of a deal, but it turned out a lot better than I had originally anticipated. But got that put in there, of course, diamond plated my pedals and everything. It's not done yet. I still got to weld some brackets in here. Of course, there's my wiring fuse block. I deleted the ECM and all the factory wiring, so everything will be on switches and relays. No ECM, no factory wiring, nothing. It'll all be just manual, everything. Of course, this is my starter and my pull to stop. My cable don't exactly push my fuel shut off down all the way. You kind of gotta look at it. But make sure she's in here. Hang on a second, son. Hang on, I'm doing a video. Tractor shits right back down. But yep, utilize the factory fuel tank. Son, I'm making a video, chill out. But converted over to the diesel fuel tank with the factory tank. Everything ended up putting a 3-inch rough country suspension lift on it, and of course these 20x9 aftermarket wheels and tires, 35-inch mud grips. Really kind of set the project off. But yeah, it's been about 10 years since I bought it. 4 years it blew up, and then I started on this maybe a year and I don't know, a year and 4 months now I've been working on this. So of course, the hood stack was an afterthought. I kind of got talked into. Not sure if I love it yet, but it definitely looks cool. But of course, got the windshield. Got to finish up the interior, some body work outside. Of course, I bought these. I bought the hood at the junkyard first, and then I found the fenders. They were originally silver, so I sanded them down and painted them. Just something to basically put on there. Headlight mounts and everything came from the junkyard. Haven't got it all wired up yet, but it's there. Just a lot of wiring left to do. And some minor body work. I ain't really worried about it looking pretty, super pretty. I like it how it is. It's kind of an old work truck, but I like it. Like I say, I've had it for a long time. Love the old truck. I'm glad my brother-in-law actually talked me into doing the swap, and definitely glad that Rich made all of his videos. That definitely, if it wouldn't have been for that, I probably wouldn't have even tried it. But like I say, thanks again to everybody. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions or want to see anything on it, just hit me up. Thanks.